behalf of Bernalillo County and the Bernalillo County Public Art Program, I'd like to welcome you to the Camino Real Trade Fair, and we're excited for this workshop on Papel Picado. My name is Kent Swanson. I'm the Public Art Project Coordinator, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the history and origins of this traditional Mexican folk art, some of its cultural uses, and we're also going to be demonstrating how you can make Papel Picado banners at home. So the first thing I wanted to do is to talk a little bit about where this traditional folk art from Mexico comes from, and Papel Picado is actually a blend of different papermaking traditions, and it's primarily influenced by the indigenous papermaking and paper cutting traditions from central Mexico, with the papel amate, which is paper made from bark. And this particular piece is traditional of the Otomi indigenous community in the state of Puebla. And some of the other examples of papel amate, bark paper, folk art from central Mexico I've brought here. And also you might recognize papel amate as the paper that was used by the Aztecs and the Maya for the codices, and this is an example of a modern codice, a folded book that was made in Taller Leñoteros, which is an indigenous Maya papermaking and book art studio in San Cristobal de las Casas. So with that papermaking tradition from Mexico, the influence of the Spanish came in, and there's about 500 years at least of history of papermaking in Asia. So with trade routes between Spain and Asia and the Moors, there was this cultural blending, and you could actually see a lot of the paper banners that are used even today for Chinese New Year have a lot of similarities to the Mexican papel picado, and similar kind of paper, similar designs. So with all that cultural blending between Asia, Europe, and what is now Central, South, and North America, Papel Picado was created and is evolving as an art form to this day. So basically that's kind of the history of how Papel Picado came to be, and what it's used for primarily is during fiestas, during different cultural celebrations, if it's national fiestas in Mexico, weddings, baptisms, birthday parties. You'll see strings of the Papel Picado in streets, in houses, across altars, and what the techniques for making the Papel Picado are primarily three. Namely, there is a kind of either a machine that will cut stacks of this tissue paper, and you'll get a huge stack, maybe 100, 200 sheets, laid out, pressed down, and then either with a chisel and hammer or a machine, it'll perforate the paper, and that's kind of the origins of the term Papel Picado. Picado means perforated or cut paper, and that refers to the holes and designs that are directly made into the paper. So that's one technique. If you're going to go to a store in Mexico and you're going to buy some for a party, that's typically how it's made, is with a large stack, chisels, or a machine that will cut the patterns in. And then another technique is with a pattern, a stencil, that you layer on top of a stack of maybe 5 sheets. And with this design, you'll take a craft knife, an X-Acto knife, and carve the design in. And this is more kind of an elegant design. You can do more complex patterns, and it's also kind of elevated to the fine arts in this form. And local artist Catalina Delgado Trunk is someone who has taken this art form of Papel Picado to the level of fine arts. And really, in my opinion, all the artists that work in Papel Picado are truly incredible artists. It's not just a folk art, it's really something that connects to the culture of Mexico and many parts around the world. And another artist, Carmen Lomas Garza, who wrote this great book, Making Magic Windows, is another artist who has taken Papel Picado to the next level. And you can actually see works by Catalina Delgado Trunk in the Bernalillo County Public Art Collection. So I invite you all to come and look at her pieces. They can be found in different locations throughout the city, both in the county's collection of public art and in the cities. So check out our website. You can find out more information there and see these incredible works of Papel Picado by local artist Catalina Delgado Trunk. So from there, we're gonna actually do a couple different techniques. This is the third way that you can make Papel Picado. It's the simplest. It's really safe for families and kiddos. You can do this at home for your own fiesta, gathering, and it's simple, it's easy. And the materials that you'll need are the tissue paper. You can get this at craft stores, Walgreens, where have you. And you want to get a variety of colors. And then once you get the craft tissue paper, you'll want to cut it into rectangles. So you don't want a square piece, you want it to be rectangular. And you want all the sheets to be more or less uniform. And then when you have about 15, 20, you can set up in a stack. And then you can start to create your Papel Picado banner. So the first thing you want to do is, when you have your rectangle, you'll want to do a top fold towards you, which is going to be the string fold, and it can be about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. So you'll bring that towards you and press it down so it's nice and flat. And then to begin your folds for the design, you're going to turn it away from you, fold it away from you, and then fold it again. And then you'll want to fold the bottom to the top. And this is going to be one design that's the cardinal directions. You're going to have designs that radiate out in the cardinal directions. So that's one simple design. And so what you want to do, you always want to cut on the folded edges and not on the open edge. That's the key thing to get the design to come out correctly. You can do a variety of cuts. You can do triangles, circles, half circles, heart shapes, and in this case we're going to just keep it very simple. If you have a little bit bigger sheets of paper, you can do more elaborate designs. So this is the most basic Papel Picado design. So you'll cut it on the bottom edge and the side edge, and then you'll want to open it just once. And this is where you can actually do some more detail work on the bottom. So once you have it open, you'll cut a series of little triangles or whatever design that you prefer, and that gives it a nice delicate touch when you open up the paper. So there's your first sheet. And again, you can see it's radiating out from the cardinal directions. And the next design that we're going to do is the star. So similarly, we'll take another sheet as a rectangle. We'll do the string fold, then fold in half once, twice, give it a little crease, fold the bottom to the top, and once you have it in a rectangle like this, you're going to pull the open end towards the folded end in a triangle. Just bring it right up to the edge. So you'll end up with a shape that looks like this. And then again, when you're cutting, you will want to cut only on the folded edges. And we'll just do a simple series of triangles. And it's often a good idea just to do a practice run on a few pieces of Papel Picado just to see how they'll turn out and experiment, so you kind of know what will be revealed when you open everything up. So again, we'll do a little design on the bottom once you open it, and we'll just cut maybe like a little series of like a curve and a couple triangles. Give it a delicate touch on the bottom. And then we'll open it up to reveal the pattern. So here is the star pattern, Papel Picado, that radiates out from the center. And then once you have several sheets of this paper cut, you're ready to make your bandera, your string, and it's really a good idea to change the colors every different sheet, and again have maybe 10 or 15 sheets. So you want to get a glue stick and a piece of string, and then when you are ready, you just do a little line of glue along the top of the string fold. Then you'll place your string right in the crease, press down, and then you'll grab your next sheet of paper and do the exact same thing. A little bit of glue along the top part of the fold. And right up against the crease, press down. And then you'll have the start of your banner. So again, this is something that's really great for kiddos and families to do, and it's inexpensive, and there are excellent resources online as well. The Museum of International Folk Art has a page created by Catalina Delgado Trunk that details this technique and other techniques. You can check out Carmen Lomas Garza's book out at your local library or bookstore. And I hope you all have fun with this project. It's kind of an endless creative process that you can really play with, make all kinds of different colors and shapes and designs, and it brightens up any fiesta. And yeah, thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you guys have fun with the Camino Real Trade Fair.